We are live. This is UFC 207, Nunes versus Rousey, bro picks with Ricky.
What's up, guys? This is Justin. We had a decent card last time. We both didn't do that good. There were some good fights, but there's also I don't know, just not a lot of good finishes on that card. I thought it was stacked, but Van Zant losing, Northcutt losing. Both of us were super confident in Perry over Joban, and that was a fail. So that was terrible fight IQ. Um, I don't trust Perry anymore. Maybe if he goes against a brawler like Matt Brown, that could be a good win for him. But if he fights Tumanov's gonna wreck him. So, what do you think about last card?
Yeah, I think what happened was Perry just has a lot of holes in his game, and Joban was able to expose him. Perry's a good brawler. He's very strong. He has a lot of power, but you can't just rely on that to win all your fights, especially in the UFC. Otherwise, people are just gonna dance around and pick you apart, kind of like what Joban did. Um, Yeah, you're right. As a betting kind of aspect, I didn't have a fun night because I had a lot of faith in Perry as well as Van Zant, but unfortunately they couldn't get it done. But other than that, Mickey Gall had a really good showing, and I was really impressed with him. His stand up was better than I thought. He was able to hurt Sage Northcutt on the feet, and not only that, once he hurt him, he jumped on him and submitted him really quick. It just goes to show, I think UFC is putting a lot of hype between some of the people, and they're trying to make them look better than they are. And even I'm falling for it, and I think even you're falling for it too. A lot of people are falling for it. You know what I mean? They market these guys that are not that great. Think about it. Sage Northcutt, he shouldn't have been the co-main event. You know what I mean? Neither is Mickey Ball. They could have been in the. They could have been in I think Alan Juban and should have been the main event for sure. But I don't know, man. It just goes to show that the UFC puts a lot of hype behind these people that are kind of inexperienced. And but other than that, I thought it was a good fight, man. Watterson really came in strong, and she finished Paige. So I thought that was pretty impressive. And the way Joban came in with the game plan, and he finished it. He went to a T. He stuck to his game plan, and he was able to expose some holes in Perry's defense. He was able to get the win. So, other than that, it was a shitty night. I don't like to talk about it betting-wise, but I thought it was some good fights that I did enjoy watching. But, yeah, other than that, I think Watterson was impressive with the finish. So was Mickey Gall. I still think they should put him up against lower bottom of the barrel guys to get some experience in. But his jiu-jitsu was awesome. I'm a fan of Mickey Gall. Yeah. And Joban really impressed me. But other than that, I think I'm ready to move on to the next card and make some money. What about you?
Yeah, we don't need to talk about it that much.
Yeah.
Mickey Gall, if he fights Dan Hardy, he's gonna smoke him. So, but I don't think
He needs to fight some.
155. They should stay at welterweight.
I don't know. It's hard to say, but I think he has a bright future ahead of him. He just needs to fight some low caliber people. I don't recommend he gets anyone near the top 15 anytime soon.
Couple fights away, but
I think he needs to get 5 fights under his belt before he fights anyone.
I don't know, man. Joban called him out, dude. So I think
Joban's calling him out because he wants to co-main event and he wants to be under the limelight. He's not calling him out because he sees him as a threat. He's calling him out because he wants to be co-main event. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they should do Joban versus Colby. But on that card, Colby impressed me, dude. He really, took down Barrina at will.
His stand-up was very impressive too.
He looked good, yeah. Northcutt hurt me too. It was a shitty card. It was one of my worst cards in a while, but we can rebound, on UFC 207. So one more thing I want to touch on is Mike Perry was hurting Joban in the first round, bad. And I don't know, that was terrible fight IQ. Joban looked wobbled. I don't know why Perry didn't go after it, That was kind of puzzling, but we can leave it in the past. There's a bad card, and this is a very good card for betting. So I'll start off with the first fight. We got Brandon Thatch versus Nico Price. This is one of my most confident picks of the night. I know Thatch on a 3-fight losing streak, but they're against good competition. Benson Henderson, Henderson was good. You got Gunnar Nelson, who's a top 10 welterweight, and Sayar Barzazada, whatever you pronounce his last name, he's not bad. I mean, he's decent. They're all good on the ground, and that's Thatch's weakness, you know. And Thatch is a huge welterweight, one of the biggest dudes in the division. Very good stand-up. He does have a bad ground game. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, doesn't have the best takedown defense, but the guy Nico Price, he's undefeated. He trains at Top Team. He's young, but he's fought all his competition in some small promotion in Florida. He hasn't fought the good guys. Thatch has fought the better competition. He's more well-rounded, and I see Thatch making a statement in this fight. This is kind of like Jake Ellenberger versus Matt Brown. His back's against the wall. If he loses, he's getting cut. So I see Thatch going out there fast and finishing him. So I'm going to be betting on him in the distance. One of my most confident picks is probably going to be plus money, and let's do it. What about you?
Definitely going to stay away from betting this fight. I don't have much faith in Brandon Thatch. I don't really think he's up and coming anymore. Like you said, he's lost the last 3 fights, so it's not someone I really want to bet on. I know you like to bet on people when they have their back against the wall, but that's cool. I see that you have some faith in him. But this guy Nico Price, he's undefeated. He's a champion where he's coming from, and he might be hungry and he might be wanting to freaking make a name for himself. So I think that's kind of a dangerous bet to bet on, to be honest. I had a lot of faith in, like, before in the past, I've had a lot of faith in people that are fighting against people making their debut, but it's been known to bite me in the ass a couple times too, because sometimes these guys that are making their debut are freaking beasts, man, and they just haven't been in the UFC yet and want to make a name for themselves. And this guy trains at Top Team, like you said, so it's a good gym. You know, he has good habits. He doesn't have any back, so he's probably training with UFC caliber people. So I don't think that he's going to be a slouch that just gets finished easy. So I think this is a fight that I'm going to stay away from. You might be right. That's probably going to get the win. He's got the octagon experience. He's fought better people. On paper, he should win, and he's the favorite, rightfully so. But I've been known that fights like these can be very unpredictable. So I think I'm going to stay away. But I would agree with you, Brandon. That should get the win. Right?
Yeah, he also trains at Team Elevation with TJ and Neil Magny. So all 3 of them are going to be training for the same card. So I think that benefits him too. You know, just like I said, Nico, he's not really that much of a ground guy. I mean, he's a brawler, and that plays into Thatch's wheelhouse, in my opinion. So if he wants to slug it out with Thatch in the feet, he's going to get knocked out. So, but we'll see what happens. Call the next fight. The next fight is one of my favorite fights of the night.
So the next fight is going to be a really good fight. I'm excited to watch it on the UFC Fight Pass. It's going to be Oliveira Cowboy, the Brazilian Cowboy, versus Tim Dirty Bird Memes. And to be honest, I think this is going to be a very close fight. We got a very good striker in Tim Memes. He just likes to walk around, cut angles, and throw these sharp strikes, almost sniper-like, if you would ask me. And it's very impressive. He hurts people. He was hurting Matt Brown until he got choked out. But other than that, he's got some very good strikes, and he likes to cut those angles. And his striking is pretty impressive, and he's really underrated, if you ask me. But he's coming up against the killer, Alex Oliveira, the Cowboy, who just likes to make it dirty, and he closes the distance and gets the clinch and makes it dirty. Tim Memes, he's got a good clinch, but his clinch is more of a Muay Thai clinch. And Alex Oliveira's clinch is more of a double underhook boxing kind of clinch. We'll see what happens. I think what happens is Tim Memes, he's going to try to keep the distance. He's going to try to keep his distance, strike, use his range. But, you know, Alex Oliveira is going to try to cut the distance, get in there, go for the takedown. And I think Tim Memes is comfortable off his back, so he might let him get the takedown. I can see Alex Oliveira going for takedown and getting it, as well as getting the clinch. I think it's going to be a brawl. It's going to be very close, but I think Alex Oliveira is going to close the distance and get the decision, an ugly decision, probably split. I think it's going to be a close fight. I don't want to bet on it just because both of these guys are killers, and they're going to be coming out hungry for the win. I mean, if you look at Oliveira's last fight, he should have lost that fight against Brooks, but he managed to hurt him, and he saw that he was hurt, and he exposed his weakness. And to be honest, I like betting on those kind of fighters. They're just nasty, and they'll do whatever it takes to get the win. So I think he's going to find some way to get the win, and it's going to be a brawl. I see it going to decision, and I think it's going to be a split decision for Oliveira. What do you think?
Yeah, I disagree with you. It's a great fight, though. I mean, both these guys are ranked right outside the top 15, in my opinion. I mean, they're really good. Cowboy has a very good punch game. He's nasty. He likes to break guys. He likes to bully guys, but he's not going to be able to bully a guy like Tim Means. I mean, Tim Means is a veteran. He's well-rounded. I do think he has the better striking. It's close, but I think he's better on the feet. He has more tools. His elbows are probably the best elbows in the division. They both have good shins. They're both tough, Honestly, though, I do see Cowboy having the wrestling advantage. I mean, if he takes him down, I do see Tim Means getting back up because he has good take. He doesn't have the best takedown defense, but he gets up fast. He has a good get-up game. And Sabah Hamasi took him down twice, but he got up really fast. He's pretty good off his back, too. He has some good submission wins. He's not a wrestler, but, he's known to get some trips. He had a good arm triangle win versus George Sullivan. He's won 6 out of his last 7 as well. And he was beating Matt Brown before the eye poke. And then after the eye poke, he got hurt and he got choked. But it's a close fight. It's not an easy fight for either dude. But I'm going to be betting on Tim Means. I think he gets it done. I know Cowboy's never been knocked out, but I'm going to make a statement in my bet here. I see Tim Means finishing him in this fight, maybe in the second or third round. But those elbows are nasty. And, Cowboy beat Will Brooks. That's impressive, but he missed weight by like 8 pounds. So, let's see how Cowboy does in 170. He was having some problems versus Joe Merritt, and Joe Merritt got cut. Joe Merritt won, I think, 1 round for sure, and it was a close fight. So if Joe Merritt can, cause some problems for him, Tim Means going to cause some problems for sure. So I got Tim Dirty Bird Means, one of my most confident picks tonight, and let's do it. So
I know you like to bring up past fights, but if you're going to bring up past fights, you also got to bring up the fact that that Tim Means got choked out by Matt Brown in the first round.
Yeah, that's when Matt Brown was good, dude. That was a couple years ago. That was when Matt Brown was really good. That was like right when he lost to Robbie Lawler and Johnny Hendricks. He was,
Yeah, he lost. He lost. You said
he lost. I'll admit that, but I don't think Cowboy Oliveira is going to beat him. So yeah, Matt Brown beat him. Matt Brown's a top 15 welterweight. Now he's on the decline, but at that time he was good, and you have to admit that.
I don't think that's what he lost to Matt Brown when Matt Brown was on the decline.
No, he's on the decline now. He wasn't on the decline when he beat him. And Dirty Bird took that on short notice as well. So that was the best Matt Brown in this UFC a couple years ago. Okay, so he lost to one of the best welterweights. I'm sorry. Now Matt Brown's on the decline. He's still ranked in the top 15. But if they fought again, we'll see what happens. But Dirty Bird still impressed me in that fight. So.
I think now if they did fight again, I think Tim Means should probably beat him though. But
yeah, that's like another case like we'll talk about later, like Kelvin and Magny. Magny, beat Kelvin, but if they fought again, Kelvin would smoke him. Kelvin's a way better fighter than he was when he fought Magny.
Are you betting inside the distance or what?
For Tim Means, I'm betting him straight. I'm probably going to pull the trigger in the distance too. So I'm confident.
You should go straight because I think it's going to be a close fight. So inside the distance is just kind of risky for these kind of guys. These guys are 2 beasts, man. I see it going the distance. For sure.
As of right now, straight, but they might pull the trigger in the distance. So next fight, we got Mike Pyle versus Alex Garcia. This is one of the toughest fights to call, in my opinion. I'm definitely staying away. Mike Pyle is one of the worst chins in the UFC, probably the worst chin in the division. Alex Garcia is not that good either. He looks like Hector Lombard, who gasses really bad. I would never bet on this fight because both these guys are scrubs, in my opinion. I'm going to be picking Alex Garcia to get the win, but I won't be surprised if Mike Pyle survives the first round and gets a finish. But I just can't bet on that chin. He looked so bad last fight. He's looked bad recently. He's been knocked out too many times. He's a veteran though. Mike Pyle's he used to be good. Tip my hat off to him because he's a good fighter, has some good wars, has some good wins. But I can't bet on him and I can't pick him. So I'll be picking Alex Garcia to get the win. But this is a huge pass for me. And all the viewers out there, please don't bet in this fight. This is a terrible fight to bet on. So, what about you?
See, I don't know. I think this is kind of an easy fight to pick. I think Alex Garcia is probably going to smoke him, dude. It shouldn't even be a –
but Garcia's not that good, dude. He just gasses out really bad. So, I'm not a fan of him.
He does gas out, but I think he's going to be able to – but Mike Pyle's on his way out, man. He's he's got so much mileage. He's just done. He's gonna retire, and this should be his last fight. But who knows what he wants to do with his career. But I think it should be an easy win for Alex Garcia.
Yeah, I'm picking Garcia, but I'm not confident because if Pyle survives that first round, he's gonna get the win. So
yeah,
but we'll see.
Garcia with the win. All right, next fight. We got Antonio Carlos Jr. versus Marvin Vettori. It's going to be a good fight. They're going to be fighting at the 185. Antonio is from Brazil. Vettori is from Italy. And I'm not sure how this fight's going to go. Vettori's coming off of a first-round submission from Alberto Uda, so that's pretty impressive. And to be honest, I don't know. I'm not really too confident in either of these fighters. I definitely wouldn't bet on them. But if I were to choose, I'd probably have to go with Vettori just because I kind of like him a little bit more. He's from Italy. I'm not too confident in this pick because it's just, I don't know. It's hard to have much confidence in Antonio Carlos Jr. And Vettori is still kind of green. So I don't really – it's kind of hard to be confident on him when he's green in the UFC at least. I know he has some fights under his belt, but it's still his second fight in the UFC. But I do think he should get the win. What about you?
Yeah, this is a pass for me, but I'm going to be picking Carlos Jr. in this fight. I mean, he definitely has a big size advantage in this fight. He's going to be bigger than Vettori. Vettori is a welterweight, and freaking Carlos is like a 205er, so he's huge. Vettori, he's a little green for me, but he's so good on the ground. But if he chooses to take this fight to the ground, I mean, that's where Carlos Jr. is really good. And I think Carlos Jr. is a little better on the ground, in my opinion. So I'm going to be picking Carlos. I'm not going to be betting this fight. A lot of people think he's a scrub because he lost to Daniel Kelly. I mean, Daniel Kelly, dude, has looked phenomenal lately. He's a top 15 guy. I'm not going to say he's going to get a title shot anytime soon, but he can beat some guys in the top 15. So Daniel Kelly's no joke. I know he lost to Sam Alvey. That's his only loss, but I don't think Carlos Jr. is a slouch. I mean, he's not the best on the feet, but I think he's better than Vettori on the feet. And on the ground, I think he's better than Vettori on the ground. So Vettori wants to go to the ground with him and, exchange with him on the ground. He's going to get subbed. So I think Carlos Jr. is going to get the win here, but it's a pass for me. All right, the next fight we got Dong Kim versus Tarek Saffiedine. This is a pass for me as well, but I'll be picking Kim to get the win. I'm not that impressed with Saffiedine anymore. He doesn't have a lot of output on the feet. And he's a little hesitant out there. And Dong Kim, he's facing a long layoff. But I think he's more well-rounded. I think he's very good in the clinch. He has a good judo game. I think he can take Tarek down and kind of grind on him and get maybe a decision. So not a confident pick, but I'm going to be picking Kim to get the win. What about you?
Dong Kim, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go with him too. Not too confident in this pick, but I just feel like Hung Kim has got like some two quick finishes off his career. He can be a bit chinny, he got knocked out by Woodley, but I mean Woodley's got some power. But Tarek Saffiedine too, he's coming off a loss of Rick Story. He also lost to Rory McDonald, but I don't know. I just think Don Hung Kim has beaten the better people, and he's gonna probably finish it. Not fight I'm confident in. I think it can really go either way, to be honest. But I'd have to go with Dong Hong Kim just because the stun gun, just because he's just fought the better people, I think. So yeah, let's move on to the next fight. This fight's going to be pretty interesting. Can't wait to the weigh-ins. That is actually going to show. Probably going to change my decision a lot. It's going to impact my decision a lot. See how Johnny Hendricks weighed in against Neil Magny. They're going to be fighting at 170. And Johnny Hendricks, man, he has not looked the same since he's fought in George St. Pierre. USADA probably has a lot to do with it. Maybe he's been getting chubby. He's been getting lazy. I don't know what's been going on. But he's been having a hard time making weight. And he's been having these sloppy weight cuts too. They just look unhealthy. It looks like he waits till the last minute. He probably has a poor diet and then just starves himself towards the end of when it gets close to weighing in. But then another concern I have about Neil Magny is that he just got destroyed by freaking Larkin, man. And like you said before in the past is that he gets hurt, man. And Johnny Hendricks he's still got the power. So if one thing that doesn't really go is power. I don't know. It's just going to be hard to say right now at this moment. But I think once they weigh in, I'll definitely have a clear idea of who I'm going to pick. But as of now, because of the past, I'm just going to go with Neil Magny. I think he's going to be able to get the win. Probably get a decision win if he doesn't get a late finish, because Johnny Hendricks might gas out. But I'm probably going to go with history repeating itself. And I think Johnny Hendricks is going to have a bad weight cut. He's probably going to be looking a little bit chubby, and Neil Magny is going to be coming in hungry, trying to make a name for himself again, trying to get that comeback win. He did just get beat up pretty badly. He was on a pretty good streak before that, and I think he's going to try to make another title run after this fight, and it's going to start off with Johnny Hendricks. Unfortunately, I think Johnny Hendricks is on his way out. Like USADA must have played a toll, because he just has these sloppy cuts. But I think Neil Magny's probably going to outwork him. He's going to grind him out and get the decision. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm picking Magny too. A lot of people are writing him off because he lost to Larkin. Larkin's a killer, And like you said, Magny was on a really good roll before that. And I think Hendricks has the wrestling advantage in this fight, but on the feet, I think it's Magny. And Magny has one of the best, one of the longest reaches in the UFC. He's a little chinny, but I don't know. I wouldn't say he has a bad chin. He's a tough dude. He's only been finished by Larkin on the feet. Look at the Lombard fight. He came back. I do think that he's more tough and has more heart than Johnny Hendricks, and Johnny Hendricks has looked terrible the last two fights. He had the worst game plan versus Wonderboy, and then, Kelvin smoked him. That was not a split. That was definitely the unanimous decision. So I want to see what we see on the weigh-in. I might bet Magny. I'm definitely picking Magny, but still on the fence about betting Magny. But I like Magny to get this win. I think he finishes Hendricks too. Maybe on the ground. I see Hendricks getting a takedown. Magny's a long way. He's getting the sub. So I got Magny, and then it's a pass for me as of right now, but it might be a bet. We'll see later in the week. All right, so the next fight, we got Smolka versus Ray Borg. This is one of the most confident picks tonight as well. A lot of people think that Smolka's a scrub because he lost to Brandon Moreno. Yeah, he got an L in that fight. He was too cocky in that fight. He went after that finish too fast and, got subbed. But I don't think Ray Borg's that impressive. He's good on the ground, but that's where Smolka's good on the ground. On the feet, both guys don't have the best stand-up, but Smolka definitely has the edge in the stand-up. And Borg, I don't think Borg has good stand-up at all. And the way Scoggins, wrecked Borg, I don't think – honestly, if Borg tries to take this to the ground, because that's where his really good, game is, he's going to get a sub, because Smolka is one of the best ground games in the 125 division, better than Borg, in my opinion. And, yeah, Smolka's still a good freaking flyweight, man. He's one of the biggest flyweights as well. And a lot of people just, like I said, are writing him off because he lost to Moreno. Moreno's no joke, But I'm picking Smolka. I think he's a little more well-rounded. He's fought better competition. And he's one of the toughest dudes as well. He has a very good chin. So he gets hurt and he comes back. So I see him getting a sub in this fight. What about you?
He might be getting a sub, but I definitely have to disagree with you saying that Louis Smolka has one of the best ground games. He has very good guillotine chokes, but that's about it. He's willing to put himself in bad positions for these guillotine chokes, and we saw at his last fight that really fucked him over, because he went for a standing guillotine choke. Brandon Moreno just took him down, went to the other side, and was able to counter that guillotine. I think if you have a pretty good grappling, you'll be able to defend the guillotine choke. I think what happened before is Louis Smolka just went to some scrubs and was able to guillotine him. But I think
Ben Wynn is not a scrub, dude. That was a good win.
All right, well, whatever. I still think he's willing to put himself in bad positions with these guillotine chokes, and that's not going to work against someone like Ray Borg, because Ray Borg's got good grappling. But like you said, he got freaking pieced up by Scoggins. I saw that if he can't get the fight to the ground, he panics and he starts getting desperate, and then he makes mistakes. And I think that's what I mean, Scoggins was just a beast, man. He picked him apart standing up, and Ray Borg couldn't get the takedown, which would cause him to just panic and fight like shit for the rest of the fight, I think.
Yeah, Smolka has the advantage on the feet too, as well.
Yeah, so if Smolka keeps it standing, I think he can win. But if he goes for these weird fucking guillotine chokes, Ray Borg might just take him down and pass his guard. And then Smolka won't have the leverage that he needs to finish the choke. So it's pretty back and forth fight, to be honest. I think if Smolka gives up the takedown, then he's going to be in trouble, and Ray Borg can get the decision. But if Smolka is willing to keep the fight standing, I think he can win. So it's all on his fucking game plan. So this is why I definitely want to stay away from this fight, because I think it all depends on how Luis Smolka wants to fight. But it could go both ways. Like, it can go in any way, you know. Like, I can see Ray Borg going in for a takedown and getting guillotined, because I mean, I'll agree with you. Smolka has one of the best guillotines in that division. I wouldn't say ground game, but definitely guillotines. But he's got one of the best guillotines, so I can see him getting a sub. I can see Ray Borg getting a boring decision, and I can see Smolka getting a decision standing up. So this fight's very hard to predict, I think, because it can go either way.
But the fact that Smolka's a dog, bro, that is like tempting, man. I mean, you know, that is like easy money in my opinion. A dog, really?
It's not like he's a big dog, though. It's just -110 versus -120 last time I checked. So,
I snatched that 110 right when I saw it. So, I mean, if it hits plus, I'm probably going to do another bet on him.
Yeah, I would say Luis Smolka is the more well-rounded opponent. I think he has more tools. So I do think he can get the win. But I don't think it's a lock, you know. I think it's very 50-50, just like how the odds have it. Mm-hmm. So, but if you see Smolka, man, and you feel it, man, go for it, bro. I think Smolka's going to get the win. But I just don't like people that like to fight off their backs like that. You know what I mean? That are like, yeah. I don't like betting on people that are willing to put themselves in bad positions.
Yeah.
Like, well, I'm a more position over submission kind of guy.
Yeah, this is a huge statement for both of us. But speaking of locks, let's talk about our next fight.
All right, so we'll agree with Smolka for the win. All right, who calls the next one? I forgot.
You do it. Yeah, this is my most confident pick of the night. Probably yours too. Let's do it.
It's going to be it's a great fight. I think the winner of this fight should fight for the belt. It's going to be TJ Dillashaw, snake in the grass, versus John Lineker, hands of stone. TJ Dillashaw is notorious for switching teams, so that's why he got called Snake in the Grass by the Notorious One, and I love that nickname for him. I don't understand how Lineker is a 2-to-1 dog right now, but I had to jump on that bet because I think this is pretty much another fight with Lineker versus Dodson kind of style fight where Lineker is just going to chase him down and Dillashaw is going to be running around for 15 minutes. If Dillashaw does stop running and decides to brawl, he's going to get knocked out because I don't think anyone 135 can take one of John Lineker's punches. I mean, he hits hard, man. He hits like a 155er, I would say, or 145er. But definitely probably hits the hardest for the division. I don't see it going other way than just another Dodson versus Lineker. TJ Dillashaw, he is coming off a loss of Dominic Cruz. He's got good footwork. He's got good wrestling. I think his only chance is if he takes Lineker down. But you know, TJ Dillashaw has been training with Dwayne Ludwig, so he likes that Muay Thai. And his past couple fights, he hasn't been using his wrestling. So I think he's going to be using that Muay Thai. And unfortunately, Lineker's got the better stand-up. I just think Lineker's got the better stand-up. TJ Dillashaw's key to victory is going in wrestling, but I don't think he's going to use that route, just proven from his last couple of fights. I think he's going to try to use his footwork, but it's not going to work for him because Lineker is just going to track him down and like a bad guy from a scary movie, just walk him down the octagon and freaking land some blows, get the win. So I'm going to go with Lineker for the win. I might be a little biased because I'm betting on him, but with those odds, I couldn't pass him up. I think he's dog of the night, and I'm pretty confident in him to get the win. What about you?
Yeah, a lot of people are, giving me shit because I'm picking John Lineker in this fight because I went to high school with TJ Dillashaw. I mean, he graduated 4 years above me. I was a freshman, he was a senior. We're in the same high school. We're both from Sonora, California. But yeah, John Lineker is the most confident pick of the night. I mean, if he was a plus 110 in this spot, I would still take the bet, But honestly, where I see this fight going is Dillashaw gets hit way too much. I mean, Barao hurt him. I mean, Joe Soto pieced him up a little bit too. And you don't want to get hit by a guy, John Lineker. I mean, he hits the hardest in the division. Dillashaw has that fancy footwork, but look what he did against Dotson. I mean, that was a good win for John Lineker. It was just 3 rounds as well. I mean, he has good cardio. He definitely has the advantage on the feet. And I don't think Dillashaw can get him in the ground. If he does, I'd see Lineker getting back up. But Lineker's no slouch on the ground either. But Lineker has a chin for days, and that's why he's so good in the feet, because he doesn't care getting hit. I mean, he's in a brawl with TJ Dillashaw, and that's what TJ's all about with his stand-up. Dwayne Bang, he's going to want to try to showcase his striking in his fighting to get himself knocked out. So I see John Lineker taking it to him and backing TJ against the fence and getting a knockout in the first round. So there's some people that think this fight's going to the distance. I don't think this fight's going to distance at all. I think Lineker is going to make a statement and finish him early. So we know Dillashaw hasn't got hit that much, but he's, Dawson knocked him out. And like I said earlier, he gets hit way too much. Barao hit him a lot, along with Joe Soto. So I think Lineker's going to catch him early and get a finish. And he's going to knock out Dominic Cruz as well. So, all right, the next fight. We got – it is Fabricio Werdum versus Cain Velasquez. Well, a lot of people, including you, my friend, are picking Werdum. And, Werdum's no joke. He's a good heavyweight. But he's a little chinny for me as well. And I know Cain Velasquez has a lot of red flags right now. He has surgery scheduled, 4 days after. He's smoking the reefer right now. We'll see how that affects in his game. But he has the best cardio in the division, in my opinion. I mean, that pace he puts on everybody is ridiculous. I mean, Cain Velasquez is no joke. Good chin, good wrestler, good on the feet, good on the ground. I think he's going to be a little conservative in this fight. I don't think he's going to try to go to the ground for Doom and get choked out again, But I think he's going to pick him apart, and I honestly see him finishing Werdum early in the first round. So it's at minus 225, it's a pass for me, but I might be taking a stab at in the distance. We'll see what the line is. But I like Cain Velasquez in this fight. I know he has a lot of red flags, but I think he's the better fighter. I think he can beat Stipe. I think he's still one of the best heavyweights, if not the best heavyweight right now, in my opinion. So we'll see. But I do see him taking it to Werdum. Werdum's a little too chinny for me, too much of a jokester, always laughing, all that in the octagon. Like, you're going to get yourself knocked out like you just did against Stipe. So I got Cain. I think he's more all-rounder, like I just said. Heavy hitter, better chin, and we'll see what happens. But I got Cain. What about you?
So you already know I'm going to disagree with you. When you say that Cain is more well-rounded, I don't see it at all. I think Fabricio, Cain might be able to beat him in the first couple minutes, but after that, he's going to get gassed out, man. You can't keep up that style of fighting forever, and his body is starting to show. His body's starting to break down on him, bro, and he said in recent interviews that he can barely stand up for 10 minutes right now, which is why he's getting that. Surgery. I had to jump on those numbers before it get worse. So had to make a bet on Fabricio Werdum. And ever since he's been training with Rafael Cordero, I think his stand-up's been getting better. Fortunately, his last fight, he didn't do too well against Stipe, but I had Stipe winning that fight. I think Stipe is going to be holding the title for a while, man. He's a beast, and he'll knock out Cain way easier than he knocked out Werdum. I don't know. I think Verdum's can pick Cain apart with his Muay Thai. To be honest, I think he's got kicks, he's got elbows. Cain, he just got his boxing. His boxing's good, but I think it's only going to last. He's only going to be able to keep that pace up for like a couple minutes, and Werdum is probably going to win the second and third round, if not get a late finish. Yeah, man. I don't know. I just think it's going to go pretty similar to how the last fight went. Werdum did pretty well for the first couple minutes, couldn't keep up that pace with Fabricio. Fabricio started picking him apart, and eventually it led to Cain going in for a sloppy takedown. And you don't want to go in with sloppy takedowns with Werdum. He's got some of the best submissions in the heavyweight division, I think. And it's going to happen again, man. If Werdum doesn't go for – I think – I don't know. I just think that Fabricio is better on the stand-up department. His Muay Thai is better than Kane's boxing, I think. And
Who has a better chin?
who has a better chin? I don't know, man. I'd probably have to go with it's hard to say, man. Steve hits like a fucking madman. He knocks out everyone. Cain Velasquez has been knocked out too, man. JDS has knocked him out. I don't know.
Bro, Overeem was hurting Stipe, man. I'm telling you right now. Cain is gonna knock Stipe out.
I don't think so, bro. I think Stipe is gonna hold it for a couple more fights, and if he fights Cain, man, he's gonna run right through him.
I wish you the best luck with this pick, though, because I know he's a plus 175. You know, he's a good dog. You know, but
I just think he's a good dog, man, and you can't jump on. You had to jump on it. There's too many red flags for Cain. He's going to surgery. He can't stand up for longer than 10 minutes. Werdum has already beat him once. I think he knows what to do to beat him again. I just think he's more technical, man, and that's in technique over strength, dude. He usually pulls through, and I think it's gonna pull through this fight. I just think he's better in the stand-up. He's got kicks. He's gonna keep Cain out of his range. He's gonna kick him. He's gonna throw some elbows, and Cain's all he has is boxing and wrestling. He's kind of easy to prepare against. So
I think what's gonna happen is he's gonna tag that chin early and get him out in there in the first round. So
that's his only chance, bro. That's his only chance.
He could go 3 rounds as well, dude. I mean, he has the best cardio in the division. So we'll see. We'll see how he is. We'll see how he is in the fight.
That's before his body was breaking apart. But we'll see what happens.
He posted a video a couple days ago, man. He looked fine. So I mean, we'll see what happens. He's a top
on Instagram. That doesn't mean anything. That's just like 30 seconds of his life. Doesn't represent how he's gonna do 15 minutes on one.
It's still a heavyweight fight, though, man. Those guys hit super hard. So
I agree. And that's why I think that's his only chance of winning is a quick finish. Because I think if it goes past the first round, Werdum's gonna win second, third round, or not get the late finish. That's how I see it going.
I don't know, man.
I do see Cain blitzing in the first round. That's his chance. That's his only chance, bro. He's hurt.
Better cardio, bro.
I don't think so, man. I think that's a false statement these days because it's hard to say, man. Velasquez he's on his way out, bro. His body's falling apart. And
we'll see, man. This is a good fight, man. We'll see what happens.
This is a coin flip, man. So at plus 170, I had to take those.
We'll see what alpha comes out on top, me or you. We'll see.
Fuck off. We'll see what happens.
All right. Is it me the next fight, or you want to call it?
I think I just called the last one.
Okay. All right. We got Dominic Cruz versus Cody Milov, Garbrandt. This is a very good fight. You know, my heart says Cody Garbrandt. I mean, I'm a huge fan of him. I mean, you know, but he hasn't fought in the best competition. I mean, he's fought in Thomas Almeida, which is good, but has he fought anyone in the top 5? No. So Dominic Cruz is too good, man, of a champion. I mean, he has footwork for days. He's in and out. Good chin too. He doesn't get hit, but I mean, you know, he hasn't never been finished. So I really do think he's going to take it to Garbrandt and possibly get a late finish. You know, we don't know how Nolov's chin is. He hasn't got hit that much in the UFC. We know he has concussion problems. If he fights Lineker is definitely going to knock him out, in my opinion. I pretty sure you agree with that too. But we don't know what Nolov's going to bring in this fight. I mean, he could knock out Cruz. We don't know, but Cruz doesn't get hit. You know, and Cruz has power too. He dropped Faber, you know, like twice in the rematch. So. I do think Cruz could get a finish in this fight, to be honest. It's a sneaky play. I'm going to be picking Cruz. I think he's more dominant. But, yeah, I like Nolov. I want him to win this fight, but I just don't see it happening. So I'll be picking Cruz. Maybe by late finish. What about you?
I'm probably going to have to go with Cruz as well. I think Cruz has been getting inside of Nolov's head, to be honest. Nolov seems to be getting a little bit emotional and angry and stuff, and I don't think that's good coming into a fight. Cruz, I think he's got the better footwork than Nolov. Nolov has been relying on a lot of his good boxing and his power to get the finish, and most of his fights have been pretty exciting to watch, but I don't think he's really been tested yet, and this is going to be his first test, and I don't think he's ready for it yet. Like you said, he hasn't really fought. Like his best competition he's fought was Thomas Almeida, who's still kind of new himself, you know? So he hasn't fought anyone in the top 5. That's kind of a red flag for me before going into a championship fight, you know? So, but anything can happen. He's got a puncher's chance, I would say, and that's about it. So, like you said, I'll be rooting for Cody Garbrandt. I'll probably stay away from this fight unless I have Dominic in one of my parlays. But I just don't see Cody Garbrandt being able to beat Cruz right now. Maybe if it was later on after a couple more fights in his career, but I think he's too green. He's a little bit too experienced. He's going to go in hunting for the chin. And I think Dominic Cruz is going to use his footwork to just stick and move, and piece him up, pick him apart.
Maybe take him down too.
Maybe even get the late finish. Maybe even take him down. Cruz has got some good wrestling, but he's mostly known for his footwork, man. And I think he might just do that to prove a point, to be honest, because Cruz is a pretty cocky guy, and I do think his footwork is better than No Love's. So
off topic though, I do think that off topic, I do think Cruz has a better trash talk too. I mean, No Love didn't have anything to say. Sure. No Love didn't have anything to say. Even TJ had terrible trash talk versus Cruz. Cruz is one of the best out there.
He seems kind of like a dumb tool. You know what I mean? Like he's just all like a dumb job kind of thing.
McGregor has the best trash talk in the UFC by far, but I mean, Cruz is right there.
Yeah, Cruz is right there. That's something that I actually like about him is that he's pretty witty, and I don't know. It's really entertaining.
Dude, Cruz in the distance might be a savvy bet. So if that's plus money, which it probably will be, I'm probably gonna take a stab at that.
Yeah, because I mean he's known to be the decisionator. You know what I mean? So it might be pretty good odds for inside the distance. Yeah. And like you said, he might just piece him up. You know, pick him apart.
Prop bets are really hard, but I feel like the best ones are the ones that the lines are off. So I mean, look at the Calvin Gastelum inside the distance. It's like plus 475, and I hit that shit. You know. If Cruz is like plus 200 in the distance, I'm definitely taking a stab at that. So he's going to be plus money for sure because everybody thinks he's going to get the decision. So, all right, man, call the last fight.
All right, last fight, we got Amanda Nunes versus Ronda Rousey, and Rousey's making her comeback after that devastating KO from Holly Holm. Nunes is just coming off of an impressive victory over, is it Miesha Tate? Yeah. She just finished someone else too. Anyway, she just finished Tate real quick, real easy, and
I won like $500 on her. So thanks, Amanda Nunes.
So yeah, I mean, I'm probably gonna have to go with Nunes for the win. What about you?
This is definitely a pass for me. I mean, the line's really close. I'm gonna be picking Rousey though. I do think that she's gonna weather the storm and get a sub. If she goes out there and tries to box in Nunes, she's gonna get knocked out though. But you know what I don't like about Nunes is she gasses. She's a one-round fighter, in my opinion. You know, I don't think she's going to hold on to the belt for that much longer. And, I mean, I think Juliana Pena, you know, could be the champion soon. We'll see. But I do think that Rousey's going to get a win. I mean, I know she's been, you know, out of the game, you know, retirement and all that. But I think she's going to go out there, like I said, weather the storm, get her to the ground, and get a sub. So we'll see what happens, though. But it's a huge pass for me. I know you picked Nunes. So, all right, guys, we'll talk about our bets and our most confident picks. My most confident picks are going to be my bets. So, I mean, I'm definitely really confident in Tim Means. I'm confident in Thatch in the distance. I'm confident in Smolka. And Lineker are my most confident picks. So, I'm definitely going to be betting on Lineker straight. Probably Lineker in the distance as well. I'm doing a parlay with Lineker, Thatch, Smolka, and a Dirty Bird. And I'm going to be doing probably Dirty Bird in the distance. And, so those are my bets. What about you?
So I'll probably be betting on right now I got straight bet on Fabricio Werdum, and I got a straight bet on Lineker.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do Kane in the distance too. I forgot about that.
So yeah, and you're gonna lose that bet.
Nah, we'll see though. But yeah, so far I got Lineker, like I said, Thatch, Smolka, and Dirty Bird, and then probably Kane in the distance, maybe Cruz in the distance too. We'll see. But
yeah.
All right, guys.
Wait, let me finish. And my most confident picks are probably going to be Cruz. I got Lineker, and then it's probably going to be Magny, but we'll see how the weigh-ins are. That might change, but
what about Werdum? You're not confident in Werdum?
Well, it's a heavyweight fight. I'm more confident in Magny and Lineker and Cruz. Doesn't necessarily mean I'll be betting on them, but yeah.
All right, guys, we'll be back in a couple weeks with Yair Rodriguez versus BJ Penn. You know that card's not the best for betting, but we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Later, guys.